Hello, my name is Bridget Barnsley and welcome to BookTube Bulletin, your go-to place for bookish news. We're going to be starting off with book releases. 9 books are coming out this week. Winterglass by Lexa Hillier, which is the second book in the Spindlefire series. Spindlefire is a fantasy novel about sisters Isabel and Aurora who are exact opposites. This is a fairy tale retelling of the Sleeping Beauty myth, so she gets pricked and her blood is used in a curse that causes her to go to sleep. Isabel has to find a way to save her sister or else all is gone. Circe by Madeline Miller. Madeline Miller brings another historical fiction book with a twist. Circe is a gender-bent retelling of the classic book The Odyssey by Homer. Circe is a strange child born to the house of Helios. Those around her learn that her strangeness lies in her ability for witchcraft. Circe is banished by Zeus to a remote island where she hones her witchcraft, tames wild beasts, and crosses paths with many famous characters from Greek mythology and Homer's famous novel, The Fates Divided by Veronica Roth, which is the second book in the Carve the Mark series. The first book, Carve the Mark, is a science fiction novel about Syra, who has pain running through her and can transfer that to other people who touch her. Akos is the son of a farmer and is captured by enemy soldiers. The duo are from warring nations and they are thrust together in a world full of turmoil. Son of the Dawn by Cassandra Clare and Sarah Reese Brennan, which is the first book in the Ghost of the Shadow Market series. This is an urban fantasy short story about Jace Wayland, who comes to live with the Lightwoods in the New York Institute. This is when he first arrives and the Lightwoods are not sure how they will feel about their new brother. This is in the Shadowhunter world, obviously. Diminished by Caitlin Sage Patterson. This is a fantasy novel. In the Alskad Empire, almost everyone is born with a twin, so the two halves are forming one whole. However, rare few are single-born, and they are always in line for the throne, like Bo, who is in line to become the next king. Those whose twin dies are considered the diminished, like Vi, whose twin sister died. Their paths cross and there's no knowing what's going to happen. Beyond a Darkened Shore by Jessica Leake. This is a fantasy novel about Ciara, Princess of the Mead, who has never known a time when Erin's kingdoms were not battling for power. So far, her people have been safe because of her ability to control enemies' thoughts and actions. However, there is a darkness on the horizon that she's not sure she's going to be able to go up against. She's led to Leaf, who should be her enemy but could be the key to saving the world. Isle of Blood and Stone by Makia Lucia. This is a fantasy novel about 19-year-old Elias, a royal explorer, a mapmaker, and the king's oldest friend. He is going to embark on the adventure of a lifetime until a tragedy that happened long ago comes back into public focus and threatens everything he holds dear. The boy princes who were kidnapped 18 years ago are missing and presumed dead, but everyone is wondering what really happened to them. Lizzie by Dawn Luce. This is a novel based on one of the most horrific unsolved mysteries of our time, the Lizzie Borden house, where it is unknown to this day whether Lizzie Borden's family was killed by a murderer or if Lizzie did it herself. In this modern retelling of this ghastly tale, we follow modern-day Lizzie, a teen who struggles in the household of her tyrannical parents and is intrigued when a mysterious new maid comes to work for their home. Sam and Ilsa's Last Hurrah by Rachel Coyne and David Levithan. Sam and Ilsa have been spending their high school years partying, and now they are about to graduate, so they are planning their final party. They each get to invite 3 people and they have no idea who the other picked. This novel happens over the span of one night and all the terrible and awesome things that could happen during it. Those are all the books being released this week, so now let's head over to Molly from Magical Molly, who is going to be telling us the page-to-screen news.
Thank you, Bridget. Hello, people of the earth and internet. I'm Magical Molly, and I'm here with your page-to-screen news. Author Shay Earnshaw confirmed on Instagram this past week that her book, The Wicked Deep, that has been bought out by Netflix, will be adapted as a film and not a TV series. However, Shay Earnshaw also commented on Instagram that the film is still in the very early stages of production. While the movie Midnight Sun, based on the book by the same name by Trish Cook, has been raking in quite a bit of money at the box office due to its all-star cast, it's coming in with terrible reviews and ranking only 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. First trailer for the film The House with the Clock in Its Walls, based on the book by the same name by John Belair's, dropped. Stars Jack Black and is set to come out September 21st. The show Outlander is currently in production for its 4th season, which will be based on the 4th book of the Outlander series, Drums of Autumn by Deanna Gabaldon. It has been confirmed that season 4 of Outlander will air in fall of 2018, but an exact release date has not yet been given. We will keep you updated on this. Some of the cast members of the hit show Riverdale, which is based on the classic Archie comics, have confirmed that season 3 is happening and production will begin this August. It's been confirmed that actor Johnny Depp has been cast in the role in the upcoming film The Invisible Man, based on the classic book by H.G. Wells. However, many are wary of this casting of Depp due to his controversial background of domestic abuse cases. This film does not yet have a release date. The film adaptation of Ruta Sepetys' best-selling novel Between Shades of Grey, running under the film title Ashes in the Snow, premiered in the capital this past week for the President of Lithuania, members of Congress, Lithuanian Embassy, and the Diplomatic Corps. That's it for Page to Screen. Let's head on over to Gabby from Gabby YA Books to see what's the scoop with upcoming bookish events.
Thanks, Molly. Hello, everyone. My name is Gabby, and today I'm here to discuss some upcoming bookish events with all of you. There are two YA authors that are hitting the road this week to promote their newest releases. The first is Jason Reynolds. He's promoting two of his new releases, Sunny and For Everyone, with stops in Texas, Georgia, Tennessee, Illinois, Minnesota, and California now through April 21st. Kwame Alexander is also hitting the road for his massive rebound tour with stops in Wisconsin, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Oregon, Texas, Oklahoma, North Carolina, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and California now through May 2nd. And if you want to find out more information about both of those authors and their events, you can check out their websites, which will be linked down below. There are two bookish events that are coming up the weekend of April 20th through April 21st. The first is the North Texas Teen Book Festival at the Irving Convention Center. The guest list includes a huge lineup of really popular YA authors, such as Cassandra Clare, Holly Black, Leigh Bardugo, Renee Ahdieh, Gail Foreman, Jenny Han, Stephanie Garber, Morgan Matson, and many more. And then information is still pending on the events for the festival day, which is April 21st. That same weekend, the Los Angeles Times Festival of Books is taking place at USC's campus. Authors that will be in attendance include Melissa De La Cruz, Danielle Clayton, Arvin Amati, Lori Hulse Anderson, Roshani Chachki, Sonia Manan, Caleb Rarig, just to name a few. The entire guest list and schedule for the event can be found on their website, which will be linked down below. So that's it for all of the bookish events coming up this week. Now over to Reggie from Don't Stop Reading for the social segment.
Today for social segment, we'll be talking about 4 pieces of news. 2 of these are cover reveals, so we'll start off with those. The first one is Warcross by Marie Lu got a new cover for the paperback edition, which you can see here. Fans took to Twitter to talk about how they're not necessarily pleased with this cover redesign. As you can see in the original cover, we have a multicolored rainbow type aesthetic going on. Fans are not pleased with the removal of the rainbow and what that represents in the story. We also got a cover reveal for the next book in Jay Kristoff's Nevernight series. This book is called Dark Dawn, and people on Twitter are loving this cover. And while I haven't read this book or this series, I do have to agree with the sentiment. This is a pretty epic looking cover. We also had some news about Pottermore, the Harry Potter website that is hosted by the Wizarding World and J.K. Rowling. The website actually recently let go a majority of their editorial staff, and by letting go with such a bulk of their editorial staff, fans are left wondering what is in store for this website and what does this mean for Harry Potter, the Wizarding World, and Pottermore in general. If you don't know, Pottermore is a huge hub of Harry Potter news, resources. Sometimes J.K. Rowling writes pieces there. There's the Sorting Hat quiz there. There's a lot of resources and information on this website. Last up for the social segment, we did want to talk about people are reacting to a lot of things regarding Pitch Wars recently. If you do not know, Pitch Wars is a writing resource online that was founded by a couple of really fantastic women, and this program basically matches mentors with aspiring authors. So people who are querying or ready to get their manuscript out there have the ability to enter Pitch Wars and get matched up with a mentor. It's not like a guarantee you'll get matched up with a mentor. Mentors pick based on like an application process, etc. So the founders announced that they would be charging a fee for entry into the Pitch Wars. And remember, just because you enter doesn't mean you get matched with a mentor. People took to Twitter and they were very opinionated. On one side, we did have people who were very supportive of this decision and realized that the founders did have a lot of work they were putting into this and that their time is worth something and it shouldn't be like necessarily just a donation, that this is a very expensive process for them. However, there was also the other side who were very upset about this decision. A huge portion of this conversation took in the direction of people of color or marginalized potential authors may not have the same opportunities as others to scrounge up $25 to enter that. And especially if you have to do that multiple times to end up getting a mentor, that can be a huge drain on resources for some people. In the end, the Pitch Wars decided to take away that fee, but they have had to change their model because they still believe that they are unable to continue at the same rate and speed as they were So that's all for the social segment, and we'll head it back on over to Bridget to wrap this video up.
That is all the news we have for today, folks. If you have any news that you would like for us to report on, let us know in the Google form in the description. So if there's a book release or a movie adaptation that's coming out, let us know down there and we will definitely talk about it. Also, if you are an author or a booktuber who would like to come on and have a featured segment on the show, fill out that same Google form in the description and we will contact you about coming on the show. Thanks for watching BookTube Bulletin. I'm your host, Bridget Barnsley. I will see you next Monday morning. Thanks for watching and keep reading.